Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen, and we're doing a bit of a variation of a recipe that is on here, and it is an all-time favourite, and that is bread pudding. Now I always except now use my nanny's recipe for bread pudding. Today I'm trying another one and we're Christmasing it up a bit. Sorry about that, that's something melting in the microwave. I nearly said melting in the fridge. Anyway, let's go through the ingredients. You need 350 grams of torn bread. Okay, so just standard bog standard white bread. Okay, you just tear it into fairly small pieces. You need, here's where we're differing from nannies, 300 ml of milk. You also need 75 ml of double cream. That's heavy cream for any of you in the US. You need 1 large egg. Okay, nanny's recipe. So I'm just cracking the egg into the milk. Oops, and I'm whisking it all over the side. And I'm going to add in the cream. I mean, it's Christmas, so it's going to be quite decadent with the cream, isn't it? Okay, both lots of cream. Just that I didn't have a small enough a big enough measuring receptacle. So there's my egg, cream and milk all mixed, excuse me. Right, that's done. Then here I have 2 ounces of melted butter. And in my bowl I have got 100 grams of dried cranberries. I have 50 grams of golden raisins. I have 50 grams of currants. I have 100 grams of your ordinary raisins, nothing to see there, just ordinary raisins. I have a good couple of dessert spoons of mixed spice. Now, we love mixed spice and it's Christmas, so let's really get those Christmassy flavours going, and I may even add some more. And I've also got 3 ounces of light brown sugar in this bowl. I will just add a little bit more mixed spice, and all I'm going to do, and when I say a little bit, just, you know, my little bit of spice might be different to yours. So just I've mixed all that through so that it's equally distributed amongst all that fruit. And I'll just move you and I'll show you what we're going to do. Normally I would pour my liquid over the bread on its own, but for this recipe we're adding the fruit, so you need to make sure that your bowl's big enough. Get everything out of there. Take my rings off because I'm going to get my hands in there just to mix it all really, really well. I'll let it fall through, lift and turn like so. Throw some of the bread out, but always put it back because we're baking, so we need to measure, don't we? And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to add the milk, egg and cream, and you can really see the cream, and the melted butter. Right, in Nanny's recipe we'd use suet. So hands in and just mix everything together. And just like with Nanny's recipe, I need to leave this for 20 to 30 minutes before I even think about popping it into the baking tray, which is a 7 by 9, which has been greased and lined. Okay, right. Now, again, where this recipe differs, I just cover Nanny's and leave it. With this one, I am going to leave it for the 20 to 30 minutes, but I'm going to come back every 5 minutes. God, I went Welsh country then, didn't I? Minutes. and give it another squeeze through so that none of the bread is visible as bread. Now that was a rather silly thing to do, wasn't it? I need to rinse my hands off. Right, so I'm not going to show you me doing that again and again, but next time you see it, we'll be ready to pop it into our tray to bake. Right, our mixed is pretty well mixed. You can barely see any bread left, which is good. That's what you wanted. There's a couple of crusts that you can see. I'm preheating my oven to 170 Celsius, and I'm just going to pop this into my tin. And I'm just going to push it out into all the corners. Make sure I get everything out of the mixing bowl. As much as possible. You know, ingredients aren't cheap, despite the fact that I actually had everything in for this. But you know, you may not. Now I told you what fruit I use. So long as you use the same quantities of fruit, you can put in whatever dried fruit you like. If you've got a bag of mixed dried fruit with horrible disgusting peel in it, then by all means use that. Right, that's my oven hot enough. So now this is again where it differs from my nans. I've got a piece of buttered foil that I'm going to put over the top. Now obviously that's to stop it browning too quickly. So there we are covered. My oven is on, it's going into the middle shelf for 1 hour. After, oh stupid penny, stupid penny. Let's just stop that for a moment. I forgot the demerara sugar on top, didn't I? Right, demerara sugar, just for a little bit of crunch. So we're going to sprinkle over about a tablespoon of demerara sugar. And we don't want our top completely flat, so that's why I've left it with a few lumps and bumps. Makes it look, well, like Nanny's. Right, okay, there's my demerara sugar. And I also, did I put them away again? Oh. Sorry about this. No, I didn't. There we go. My nutmeg. Whole nutmeg is always better than grated. And I've got a special nutmeg grater. And I'm just going to go over the top, just as I would with my traditional Nanny's recipe. Oh, again, nutmeg, lovely smell. It's Christmas. Now, making this as Christmas, because we will eat this. If I make a Christmas cake, and I do make Christmas cakes, you've seen them. We are finishing those in April, and they keep till then, they really do. But this will be made and eaten sooner rather than later. So now I'm back on track. We'll go into the oven, as I say, for the hour. Then after an hour I will uncover so that the top then gets a chance to brown, and it'll have another 15 minutes, but we shall be back then. Our bread pudding is just going into its last few seconds of the initial hour cook. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take it out now. Let's move you down so you can see as I don't really want to see that, do you? Reveal once I take the foil off. And remember, the foil was there to stop the top browning too quickly. So fingers crossed it has worked. And right, Oh, well, certainly not too brown, is it? So what I'm going to do now is it smells absolutely fabulous. I'm going to pop it back into the oven, and I'm going to increase that cook time to 15 minutes. Oops, not 20, Penny. 15, and just let it finish cooking, and then we'll get it out. I won't show you me getting it out, but I'll show you it once it's cooled. Well then, it's cooked, it's out of the oven. I did use a skewer, and again, as always, put the skewer in at an angle to make sure it's cooked through, and it was. And yeah, it is so much lighter in colour than my usual bread pudding. It smells fabulous. I like the top. Normally, as you know, I would sprinkle over ordinary sugar after cooking, but we have the sugar on here already, so we need to cut it and have a look at what it's like, don't we? Right then, so I've got a couple of little saucers there ready to try. I'm not going to try the saucers, to put it on. Okay, so let's cut. Just go down. Now, just like my usual Yorkshire pudding, my usual bread pudding recipe, you can eat this warm, you can eat it cold, you can have it hot with custard. It is entirely up to you. I've got a nice cup of tea here, so obviously I'm going to be trying it with a nice cup of tea. And look, you can see the lovely cranberries, you know, giving us that Christmassy feel, one hopes. So, piece for me, piece for Steve. Let's make sure that it looks as good all the way through, and it does. So I'm going to take Steve's and his cup of tea through, and we'll be back for the taste. Right then, finished product. Let's have a little taste. It is still warm, and personally I think that's the best way to have bread pudding. The smell, as I say, is lovely. Plenty of fruit. I like the crunchy top. With the one that I make following my nanny's recipe, you get a more of a coating in the mouth, but that's from the suet, and I understand that, and this had butter, so, but the flavour, yeah, it's fine. Will it be my go-to? Probably at Christmas, yes. The rest of the year, no. But don't want to make Christmas, excuse me. Don't want to make a Christmas cake, or don't want a Christmas cake to hang around for months like we do. Try this deluxe bread pudding. I mean, at this time of year, some of the shops even have the brandy soaked fruits, so you know you're adding another bit of flavour, and that's got peel in it. Oh, don't like. But anyway, I'm going to go and sit down, eat this, drink that, and thank you for watching, and I shall see you again very soon in the kitchen with Pen. Bye bye for now.